Oh, good morning. Good morning. Wow, we already got three people on. I didn't even start this thing. Happy
Mm.
Thursday, everybody. It's a good day. It's a fun day. It's an exciting day. Today, actually, Chris, you're my last live guest. Like you close it out. And then the next
There we
three
go.
lives I'm gonna be like remote and just doing solo lives. So congrats on closing it out with I think this is 24. The 24th guest on this show. I'm not even sure. I'll have to ask Alex. But thank you for joining me today. I hope I'm not too loud here. I'm at the airport. Check it out. We're getting ready to take off here soon. And yeah, it's been a busy morning already. Been up since 3:30. Already on a flight to Atlanta. But Chris, welcome. I appreciate
Thank
you
you for
coming on
having me.
today. Yes, if you would just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the audience who you are, where you're coming from, and a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Chris. I own Extreme Clean Power Washing in Maryland. So I am married with 5 kids, and we just got a new puppy. So I've been in business now 7 years. So still pretty much right now owner operator with like one part-time helper and then my wife. So mainly this year, I want to, put more systems in place and build my team.
Awesome, man. So 5 kids, a
Oh yeah,
spouse, business owner, and a new puppy.
yeah.
Where do you have time to do anything?
Not much, but we make it work.
You do. I got to see you and your wife in South Carolina sales booth. It was an incredible experience. I was so glad to have the opportunity to be able to sit down and talk to you guys and learn more about the two of you. So thank you for sharing that. Now,
Absolutely.
what is your wife's role in the business?
So she handles like follow-ups, phone calls, emails. Last year and the year before, she was actually right beside me in the field every day. So, but her parents own a fireplace and chimney company as well. So, they're kind of super slammed and swamped as well. So she's kind of helping both of us out,
Oh
at the
wow,
same time. So it's been yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, that's definitely could be a struggle because you need a lot of time and attention on your company, but if she's on one side and the other side, who's getting most of the attention. But so I
Right.
love the couple entrepreneur aspect of things. It's a touchy topic for some, and some people make it work. Some people just they cannot even.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what they do; it doesn't work. And actually, for the month of May, that's what I'll be talking about: is female entrepreneurs and spouses, couple entrepreneurs. So we might have to have you guys jump back on in May, the two of you, so we can kind of get the dynamic and see what's been, you know, what you guys have done to help the relationship because you got to have that balance. And if you're working all day together and then you come home and spend time together, it's like, where do you find that divide to be able to break the personal and professional relationship apart?
Yeah. So what we found, especially the last 2 years working in the field together, is when we got home with the kids, it was kind of a light switch turned off. We didn't talk about estimates, work, jobs, anything. Basically, if we had something to speak about, either wait for the kids to go to sleep or kind of jot it down and go over it first thing in the morning.
Yeah. No, it's important that you do set those boundaries early because if you're just constantly talking about work and you don't
Yep.
devote time for each other, then the communication goes out the door and yeah, then you start to struggle. So it's good on you guys to have that boundary. So what got you into the entrepreneurial pressure washing world?
So I was doing home improvement for about 11 to 13 years, and basically needed, just looking for extra money. A friend of mine worked for this guy locally who had a pressure washing company, and he was looking for nighttime, basically help. He was doing a lot of like the Walmarts around here, different commercial accounts. So I was working during the day doing home improvement, and then I'd go home maybe 2, 3 hours, take a nap, meet up with them at the shop, go to work, get home at 3, 4 in the morning, maybe sleep 2 more, 3 more hours, and then go to work. It was very difficult. It was a lot of tiredness and, you know, but I genuinely fell in love with the cleaning process. And we were talking, he did commercial and residential. So he was actually talking about dividing his company, and he was talking about me taking over the residential side. But when everything ended up coming down to it, he, you know, his things were acting up, so he had to take stuff from the residential rig, commercial rig, so it just didn't work out. So at that point, the next spring, I just, me and my wife were actually down near you. It was either South Carolina or North Carolina. I forget why we went down there, but we actually stopped in at a shop, and there was a really good deal on like this 2.5, 3 gallon a minute pressure washer. And I ended up snatching it up, stuck it in the trunk, and I was like, I'm gonna do some side work with this. And I got in one neighborhood in Annapolis, Maryland, and I could only pretty much do it on the weekends. And I ended up staying in that neighborhood for almost 3 months every day of the weekend.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so it was just cleaning. A neighbor would come by, hey, can I get a price? So it was Saturday and Sunday. And back then I was using a noodle. One house would take me one house would take me 8, 10, 12 hours to do the property. But I literally I fell in love with it, and I kept talking to my wife and my parents and my in-laws. And basically I decided to make the plunge and go in full time when my full-time job was basically costing me money.
Mm.
So, you know, I could only do so many jobs, you know, like on the weekends and stuff. I got into some of these groups. I started being able to do jobs faster. And just when I realized how far out I was, you know, like getting jobs, and I'm like, you know, I'm telling people almost 2 months away. So I made the plunge and started, you know, like boots on the ground real hard. And I was doing, you know, really, really well. But for the newer guys, you know, I wasn't prepared for the winter months per se.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was absolutely, you know, a learning curve.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. Yeah, you don't. Okay.
Yeah, anybody can get work, you know, spring and summertime, pretty much. But you have to budget properly, and you know when to market, because even in the wintertime you can put out a ton of flyers and everything. Doesn't mean you're going to get work if it's too cold out.
Yeah, absolutely. I love how you brought up that you had like a 2.5 gallon machine. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine trying to clean a house right now with a 2.5 gallon machine. We started out with a 4 gallon, and then we went from 4 to 8. We're like, what have we been doing wrong? Like, why did I know about this? And just the speed and efficiency once we switched over to that was insane.
So
but you know, okay.
I don't know if you saw Dougie Dew and Ray did a live like 2 weeks ago. Doug owned an exterior cleaning company for years and years. Well, he had a small area to clean at his shop. So he went and got like a 2.5 gallon a minute. And he said he was literally out there like 6 hours, which with his rig, it would have took him like 25 minutes.
I love that. We should do like a competition and just get like 3 houses that are identical side by side and have like a 4 gallon, a 7 gallon, or 8 gallon, and a 10 gallon, and just to see the efficiency and how much time is saved.
Oh yeah,
it's actually something we should try that. I like that.
Let's do that. We should do that. The 3 or 4 gallon a minute has the ladders and noodles, and then work up to the better rig. I think it would be.
You know, you talked about just bringing this rig home in your trunk, and you know that was hard beginnings. You didn't have all this money to buy all these rigs, trailers, you know, the proportioners and things like that. And I think a lot of guys, their expectations coming to this industry is they got to spend $40,000, $50,000, $70,000 to get started. And that was not the case for me. I mean, it was humble beginnings. We had a Fat Boy Bandit from Pressure Tech when we started in 2009, and it was just battery operated. And that's all we had. We didn't even have a pressure washer. We were doing everything off the Bandit. and then we slowly worked our way up to the 4-gallon. Then we had a 5.5 hot machine, and then we started getting 8s, and now we have, I don't even know, like 10, or I think it's 10, no, 11 8-gallon machines on 5 trucks right now. So
wow. So you run all 8s now?
Yeah, I think we have 1 or 2 10s on there actually by accident. Now, for us, we do have a lot of water issues. We have a lot of houses on wells. So there are days where we're like, just, we should have gone with a 5.5 on this one. But overall, the time saved with all the 8s, it balances out those days where we're struggling to find the water.
So do you, and do you run like 525 tanks?
We have, no. On the 2 pickups, they're 100-gallon tanks. And on all the trucks, the flatbeds, they're 325s.
And you can run 2 8s?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I figure with you had a lot. I mean, we got a decent amount of well down here, but some of the jobs down here, I can barely keep up with 1 8 with a 225.
Yeah, no, I mean, we usually try and roll up with about 150, 200 gallons of water. And then by the time the guys are getting everything rolled out, set up, there's another 100 gallons ready to go. So overall, the downtime is minimal.
So if you don't mind, I got a question for you. So what have you found the best to work on or change your?
You broke up. What was it? Change what?
What have you found the best to work on or change your mindset?
Oh, just letting go and just, believing in your team, really, honestly. Like, you cannot grow your company with you controlling everything. It's so hard as a new entrepreneur or established, growing their company, hiring team, just to, we want to own everything, control everything. Everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be our way. And if it's not, then we get frustrated. We start micromanaging. And the second you can let go and start trusting in your team and have them trust in you is where you'll start seeing yourself grow personally and professionally, because now you're going to empower your team to make those decisions without you. They're not going to get everything done exactly the same way you would do it, but that's okay. As long as nobody's getting hurt and the mission's getting complete, who cares? It might be a little bit slower. Maybe it's a little bit faster. Maybe it's something you never even thought about. But if you're sitting there every single day saying, this is Chris's way and this is the way we're going to do it, well, then they're going to shut down. They're not going to want to bring you these great ideas, and they're not going to feel good about working for you, because it's all your way and no other way but that way. So once you're able to let go of that control and watch your team flourish and grow with you, that's where you start seeing the growth.
Now, how long did that take you in business to get to that point?
Years. I mean, we started really growing the company in 2019 when we started Conquer. And I mean, Patrick's been with me for 3 years. So really, I mean, once I got into Conquer and got the coaching group and started thinking of my business as a business instead of just like a side hustle, I knew where we wanted to go, and I knew where we wanted to grow, and I knew I couldn't do it alone. So, I've got a lot of experience from the military background. So I've had to lead people. I've had to lead junior sailors. I've had to lead, sailors that are more senior than myself. So I had a pretty good understanding of leadership skills and things like that from that. But on the entrepreneurial side, I had no experience. So just surrounding myself with other like-minded business owners in Conquer, the forums and things like that, and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work. I mean, there's still people that I talk to that I've known for years that just can't let it go. Like, their retention's horrible. Their hiring is just awful. And it's because they refuse to let go of that control. And no matter what you tell them, they're not going to listen. So once you start trusting in your team, but you got to give them that blind trust too in the beginning. You can't sit there. I remember the first day the truck went off on its own without me. I was waiting for the phone to ring. Like, what's going to go wrong today? Something's going to go wrong. It has to. And it never went wrong. And if you sit there and wait and worry about that, you're going to build up some anxiety. You're going to have all this unnecessary stress when you should be focusing on, all right, well, the truck's out making money. What can I focus on right now? What can I be doing to work on the company and not worry about what they're doing wrong or right?
Now, was 2019 when you and Frank were at Sales Boost?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
and I had 3 employees at that time.
So were you Conquer before sales booth or right after?
The same exact time. I talked to Pat January of 2019. Sales boost was what, April? So
April.
I think I joined Conquer in March, maybe. Like literally, it was January 9th. I just posted about it the other day, Monday. It was January 19th, I think, that I had text Pat about a sales territory manager question. And then he told me about Conquer, told me about Sales Boost, and then like literally my life changed with that text right there.
So you would recommend Conquer hands down?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Conquer. I mean, they've just got a phenomenal resource in there. The coaches are just incredible, and you're able to work with other companies to see, like, you maybe think you're doing all the things right, but now you have an outside perspective coming in talking to you like, hey, you could be doing things better. But then there's also things you think you might not be doing good enough, and they're like, no, you're actually doing this really good. So you're building your confidence in yourself, and you're getting the tools and resources to shorten the learning curve. I mean, yeah, wow. I guess it was 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, I think we were at $250,000, maybe 350, somewhere around there. And then we did 1.8 last year.
That's awesome.
And that was because of my team, not because of anything I did. I was able to hire them and put them in the right place and help them grow with the company. But I couldn't have done that by myself.
And now you're out traveling and doing stuff, and your business is still running.
Mr. Christmas, yep.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, they're all back at the office right now and just doing everything they need to do without me. I don't get phone calls saying like the machine broke or this customer's upset, things like that, because they, I trust them and they trust themselves to make the decisions without me. And I'll call all the time like, hey, is there anything wrong? Anything I should know about? No, boss, you're good to go. And like, there's been days where shit has gone wrong and they don't tell me. And I don't care. Like, they get it fixed. If the customer's pissed off, they're taking care of it. If something's broken and needs to be replaced, they're handling it. If the customer's happy, good to go. The reviews are coming in.
So when you were smaller, before you could do, like great benefits and paid vacation, what did you find best to bring in good employees? If you can't compete with, like, yeah.
It's all about the culture. I mean, honestly, it comes down to the culture and what are you doing for your team outside of those benefits? I mean, the monetary value is nice. Yes, everybody wants that extra dollar. They want the PTO, they want the 401k. But if you're not there yet, what can you do for them? Care about the people that you are hiring. Make them, feel wanted at your company. Show them a path for growth. Show them a path for a future with you. Tell them it's a career, not a job.
Awesome.
So, yeah, you don't have to have a fancy office and, $90,000 rigs and everything to be a company that people want to work for. You just have to have a reason for them to want to be there. Show them why Extreme Clean is the place they need to be. Like, this is what we're about. This is our vision. This is what we're looking to do. This is why we want you to be a part of our team. Just little shifts in words and things like that. Get rid of employee, talk about team. Michael Gregory talks about tribe. I talk about family, and just show them that, but be consistent with it too, because you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. On the bad days, don't go to work pissed off and showing everybody you're angry. Check those feelings at the curb and go in as Chris, the CEO, setting the example. Like, yeah, everything just went wrong yesterday. We just lost $50,000, but you know what? We're going to get through it. Instead of like just throwing stuff, pissed off, cursing out everybody, and that's just not the attitude to take. I'm not saying you do that. Yeah, I'm just saying it's just too easy as a business owner to wear your emotions on your sleeve.
Yeah, because I saw a video yesterday with you and Dan and stuff, and you guys were talking about like the awards and all that.
Yep.
So yeah,
we do.
There was a lot of
every month.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff in there, and things that implement to make it enjoyable, and then especially like Dan and Angela were saying about having the other employees recommend other people, like the other techs.
I love that.
Or
I love that. Yep. No, I love that. I'm gonna have Liz watch that video today, because I do really I like how you're empowering your team to promote each other from within and recognize
Right.
each other on who's doing something good. So it's not always like I stay out of the Rockstar of the Month. I don't vote on it. We have an actual grading scale where you have to, you have to be qualified and like hit these certain points to even become the Rockstar of the Month. It's not just like, yeah, here you go. So but,
you just
and,
you just have the one a month, one award.
Yeah, but after yesterday's talk, I think we're going to switch things up because I like how Dan does it based off of, or Michael does it off of the core values, and Dan does that too, I believe, too. So we might switch that up going into next year, but right now it's just the one a month. And then we do, breakfasts for the team, company outings, things like that. Laser tag has always been a blast. Smaller companies, I highly recommend doing escape rooms because you get to see really people step out of their comfort zone and maybe step up as a leader because they're good at some things. They're good at problem solving. So it's fun to see how people react with each other. And you don't need to do like all these like huge elaborate things for them. Just, a pancake breakfast cost me, I don't know, $8 to get a box of pancake mix and some syrup. And now I'm serving my team so they don't feel like, it's just, let's just give to JC. No, I'm giving to you guys too because I truly care about you. I'm out there literally first thing in the morning making pancakes for everybody. And you've got the kids. I don't know how involved they are with the company, but I've had my kids come in there and serve everybody on the team, taking orders and stuff like that. And they get to know everybody. And they love it. My kids love going there. And I hope the team likes my kids there. I don't know. Maybe they don't, but they at least act like they do.
It's awesome.
How about you? Do you have your family involved with work at all?
So my kids, they don't come to me and my wife and like say, hey, can we have money to go to, dollar store or Walmart? So they will actually, they'll actually come to us and say, how many clip flyers can we make up to make $10?
I love that.
Because we want to go buy that. So they'll make up clip flyers. They'll walk around neighborhoods, with us, put them out and everything like that. My son and my daughter have been out a couple of times, walking with me. He's like, when am I old enough to come out and work? Well, you got to get through some more school first.
Yeah.
But he'll come out, he's only 8. So he'll come occasionally on the weekends, or I got a small driveway or something that he went out with me. I think it was like 2 months ago, and he made, I think it was $140 in tips off of 3 jobs.
Holy cow!
Yes. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, they, the customers loved them, and they all kept them very well. I was like, there you go. And so after that, he's like, I want to go to work every day. And I'm like, you're not going to make that tips every day either, buddy. Like, I promise. So it was a good time. They enjoy it.
That's great. Mr. Liam O'Day is checking in today. Liam, I owe you a phone call. So hopefully once I get off here, I'll call you back. But glad to see you on. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I love the kids being there. They when they get off the bus, like, Dad, can we go make some money today? And that means they want to go to the office and just like they handwrite, they sign thank you cards to our customers and stuff like that. So they know that they can. What's that?
That's a good one. I love that.
Yeah.
We got all the thank you cards.
Yeah, we put their picture on the front of the card. So when the customer gets it, it's the 2 girls in the Cape Fear Pro Wash uniform. And then they'll put 2, whoever the name is, and then sign Nixie and Annika on the bottom with like the generic message in the middle. So, but it's good to get.
So do you give? Do you give thank you cards to every single customer as well?
Yeah, every single one. With what do? We do. It's got a referral code on the back, and then we tell them about if they refer somebody, they get a $25 gift card to Texas Steakhouse or something like that.
Okay. And then you do you mail them out like weekly, or how do you do it?
Yeah, I think so. You have to ask the office. They've got the system.
There you go.
That's another thing that I asked them to do it, and they handle it, and I don't have say or control in it. They make it happen. So it's just the nice thing about empowering the team there.
There you go.
So talk to me, man. You got what's the goal for this year?
So I'd honestly like to get a salesperson going, a second rig, and I'm really considering the Conquer program to move forward, especially talking to you and a couple other people. I think I'm ready to make that plunge because um I found out that as hard as I work, as many hours as I work, you know, I can't really bring the company any farther without bringing people on. And not only that, like in December, I had the 2 heart attacks. So
Mm,
I was off of work, I couldn't work. So in my case, something like that happens, it's detrimental. There's no
yeah,
income coming in,
no
whatever's
backup.
in there.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever's in the backup funds is all you got. But in your case, God forbid something went wrong, you know, your company's still going, still providing your customers, and you still have a paycheck coming in.
Yeah, no, we probably do better with me not at the office. So, Mr. Chris Martinez, good day to you. I saw you working on your podcast or your show. Can't wait to see more of that. Conquer. I'm a firm believer in Conquer or any coaching group. Like I said, it's don't look at the cost as an expense. You got to look at it as investing in yourself and your team, and you only get what you put into it. You can't just show up to Conquer like, all right, I'm here to make millions, and then not
Yep.
implement everything. So you have to be open. You have to be open to criticism. You have to be open to understand that like what you're doing may be wrong and it may be right, but you have to be able to implement things because if you're not executing on the task and the stuff that they're giving you, well then you're wrong because it works obviously. And you saw me in 2019. I had one
Yep.
other truck out there, and now we have 5 trucks out there. So I went in open and I said, I'm going to make a change and today's going to be the day. And, you know, so just go in that with the open mind and ready to execute. But the only regret you're going to have right now is not doing it sooner. So don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for next month to say like, we need more money coming in. No, if you join Conquer today, the money will come because you start doing the things that you need to do that you're not doing.
Yeah, like me and Frank have talked, several times since being in sales booth with you, and just the growth, personal wise, business wise, and everything that just the growth that you've done since then. I think you had the one office sales lady you brought to sales booth.
Yep.
I don't think she worked out.
Nope.
But you were still out there, doing like work and sales. And now, just a couple short years later, where you're at is just very, very inspirational. And it just shows that anybody can do it.
That's right. If my dumb ass can do it, anybody can do it. So
I didn't say it like that.
I said it for you. Don't worry.
No. But I mean, that's my whole thing is I have to get out of my own damn way.
Yeah. And like Chris said
And
right
get
here, man,
control.
the coach is there to just guide you and just get you on the right track. They've made the mistakes. They've done all the things that, you should be doing. So invest in yourself, invest in your family, and get a coach. If it's Conquer, it's Conquer. If it's something else, just make sure you do it. Do the due diligence on whoever it is that you're going to do. That goes out to anybody in the audience. Like, if you're going to get a coach, just make sure you check and do the due diligence on who you're hiring. There's a lot of these guys out there that think they're industry experts right now and just have no clue what they're talking about. And I'm pretty good at what I do, but you don't see me just going to take everybody's money on the washing side and say, let's go make millions. So, all right, Chris, I have appreciated your time. I've got one question for you before we check out. And would you rather be invincible or have super strength? Invisible. Sorry, invisible, not invincible. Invisible.
So invisible or super strength?
Yeah.
I think I'd rather be super strength.
All right, I agree. I want to be able to lift those 8 gallons off the truck when they break and just put them on the side.
Well,
I don't need people not see me.
But if nobody sees you, what good are you?
That's right. That's right. You got to be present. Just show
There
up.
you go.
All right, Chris. Well, I have big hopes for you and dreams for you this year, man. I can't wait to check back in with you and see how you've done. Please, if you need anything, you have my number. Reach out to me anytime. And I mean, you're going to be an inspiration this year for all those companies that are coming up, and just show them the growth and the potential. And you've got it. I know you and your wife, you guys are incredible. I really hope to get you on next month so we can sit down and talk to you about what you guys are doing as a couple and let other people know, because you guys have been doing it for a while, and some people may be afraid to step into that role as a spouse or a couple into the entrepreneurial world. It's scary. It really is scary. It did not work for me, and that's fine. But you guys are doing something right. And when I saw you two smiling and happy and everything like that, that's cool, man. I love it.
I appreciate you having me.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank you. And I am checking out.
Have a safe